Well, through 3 rounds of racing, it has been the Bryson Neal Show. The Bidwell Bullet aboard that Phoenix Racing Yamaha is a perfect 3 for 3 to start the season. Who is going to step up and challenge Bryson Neal? Hunter Hart, Cole Richardson, who's it going to be? It all starts now on MAV TV.
Are you ready to go GNCC Racing?
Hello and welcome to round number 4 of the 2023 Grand National Cross Country Racing Series presented by Specialized. This is the Dunlop Tiger Run GNCC. Again, round number 4, Mikey Wayne's here. I'll be taking you through today's racing action. And we begin, as always, with the Specialized race recap. Round number 4 down in the Georgia Clay as the series begins to move up north. From the south. Of course, Florida the week prior to this one. Georgia provided some great racing. There were some good battles early on. Bryson Neal had his work cut out for him and just made for some great passing as well. Hunter Hart in the fight, getting passed right there by the Bidwell Bullet. Bryson Neal. Josh Merritt had a great race going early in this one as well. But boy, as the day wore on, eventually, Bryson Neal would find himself out in front. Hunter Hart enjoying a lead as well. But again, just great racing all around. But again, as the race wore on throughout those 2 hours, it was the cream rising to the top. The Bidwell Bullet, Bryson Neal, who took a win in round 1. He took a win in round 2. And he wrapped up round number 3 with a win as well. Who is going to stop this man? He has just been automatic right there. The Bidwell Bullet got the number 1 plate for a reason. Stellar season in 2022 and off to an even better start here in 2023. We had a chance to catch up with Neal after the race.
Oh, hey man, it feels great, to start off this year on a new team with David Eller and the Phoenix Racing Yamaha team and DAS Racing Engine. A lot of new things this year, and I'm just so proud of all the hard work we put in this winter to come out and get 3 wins in a row to start the season. Today was perfect racing. We got a little bit of rain yesterday, and I soaked up perfect. The track was just phenomenal today. Even with the clear cut and a lot of not typical GNCC racing, I loved it. I loved the track today. It was rough. It was fast. It was flat out wide open. It was like a GP. So I had a lot of fun. Elka Shocks by Impact Solutions, they worked so great today. CST tires were digging. Hauser components. Everything about the bike, I was loving it. And I'm just so pumped to get this done, get 3 in a row, have a great start to the year like this. And looking forward to a 3-week break. I tell you that. Have some time to look around and do some other things, and then get right back to it here at Tiger Run. So we're looking forward to it. We're happy, proud of my team, proud of my guys, and we're looking forward to the next one.
And we fast forward to today, back in South Carolina. This is actually the home of the Big Buck property. Come here twice this season, this time for the Tiger Run GNCC. And off and rolling in the XC1 class. All Balls Racing Whole Shot Award up for grabs. And who wants it? That is going to be the number 9. Jared McClure goes up and gets it. Bryson Neal right there in the fight, though, that number 1 machine. So great start here by the Cobra. Jared McClure grabbing that early lead on the number 9 Honda. It is still McClure out in front. B. Neal on the throttle. He's in the fight. The rest of our XC1 class, jockeying for position early. Like to see it. No follow the leader here. Oh, tough break. Josh Merritt after having a great start in round number 3 toward the back of the pack. And the rookie who's been red hot this season at the very end of the back of the XC1. Here we go. B&R Motorsports whole shot up for grabs here in the XC2 Pro-Am class. And And I believe that is going to be Lane McCormick right there, grabbing the whole shot and early lead here in the XC2 class. Lane McCormick, seen some great riding out of him. He's actually coming off his first podium, a third place finish in round number 3. He had a 5th and a 6th prior to that, so maybe today is the day. Got to think for Lane McCormick, hey, the goal is to go out and get podiums, maybe wins. But Steve Harrell, he has been perfect through 3 rounds of racing. Can he keep the perfect train going? Some trouble right there. It's all happening right here in the XC2 class. We're here for it. The 265 right there, Nick Royalty. I believe that was Walraven. Yeah, that was the 622 of Dylan Walraven. So tough start for him. He's had some good finishes. Back out front with the XC1 Pro class, and it is still our leader, Jared McClure, out in front, getting some smoke from Bryson Neal, if you will, in the 2 spot, already pushing the issue as the rest of the XC1 class begins to sort things out. Tough start for Adam McGill toward the back of the pack in this one as well, but it is early on. We got 2 hours of racing here, so a lot can happen in that 2 hours. Let's see how Jared McClure does. You know, McClure wants a good race here today. Had those troubles in round number 3, so really needs to come out swinging, and he's doing all the right things early. Just going to be a matter of whether or not he can hold off the red-hot Bryson Neal, who, rumor is, hey, the man's out there, he's riding 80%. Not that he's physically unable to go 100%. It's just that's what it has looked like from an outside perspective in. Some debates about that. Maybe today's the day Bryson Neal has to go 100% and push to get in the fight with these guys and keep the winning ways going. But nonetheless, great start for Jared McClure, the number 9 Honda, the Sneaky Snake, the Cobra, leading this one. This is round number 4, 2023 Grand National Cross Country. This broadcast of GNCC Racing on MAV TV is brought to you by Specialized. It's you, only faster. And Rocky Mountain ATVMC.com. Get ready. Well, GNCC, more than just the pros. Matter of fact, we enjoyed some EMTB racing. It was actually the second round of the season for the EMTB series, the first being down in Georgia just a couple of weeks prior. Riders featured in the EMTB class, obviously your XC1 Pro class, but boy, we've got amateur classes as well. There's an XC2, an XC3, a women's pro class, youth. And numbers looking good for the EMTB series. Good to see Nick Mackey out there battling with Cypress Gorey in this one. Certainly seen those two have some heated battles throughout the last few years in the EMTB. There's Talon Hawk right there, one of your amateur riders moving up the ranks, just steadily progressing in that class. Some of our women's pro class right there. But again, if you've never been to a GNCC Saturday evening, they go out, they go to battle, and always fun to watch, fun to be there in person. What I love, we even have a big bore class. Now you might be thinking, big bore? It's an EMTB race. That's right, big bore refers to the rider. That's the 200-pound plus class. I would qualify for it. How about it? Cypress Gorey grabs the win in the second round of EMTB. Well, the Sneaky Snake, the Cobra, Jared McClure in the number 1 spot, holding off the red-hot Bryson Neal. Hunter Hart back in about 4th place right now. He's going to work, trying to make something happen, trying to get up in a podium position. Let's talk about Hunter for a second. We've seen some incredible battles between Hunter Hart and Cole Richardson. As a matter of fact, they've been trading off who finishes second, who finishes third. Is today the day, round number 4. We finally see one of those guys grab their first win of the season. We'll just have to wait and see. But nonetheless, those two, they've kind of been the front runners for who is going to challenge Bryson Neal. Now, with that said, Neal has had some convincing wins through 3 rounds. So is it a situation where The only man that can beat Bryson Neal is himself. Well, Jared McClure's got something to say about that right now, as he is leading this thing and putting a little bit of a gap on the Phoenix Racing Yamaha. The Coltrane in third, Hunter Hart in fourth. Those were the guys we were just talking about right there. So they're in the fight, and the veteran rider, we'll call him a veteran at this point, Jared McClure, leading this one right here. Got to be one of the toughest guys to pass out there on the racetrack. And he is leading this race right now. Well, or was. Let's see. There goes. Yep, scratch that. Bryson Neal, your new leader out in front. Oh, Cole getting the roost right there. So things now changing up a little bit here in round number 4. Adam McGill still in the fight right there on the tail end of that lead pack. But he is in this thing. Taking a look at the race here through the Yamaha Racing Skycam. Oh, and it's trouble for Bryson Neal. Major trouble for Bryson Neal. Did he get hung up? What happened? Riding position for Bryson Neal, a little suspect right now. So new leader, Hunter Hart, out in front. Are there troubles for Bryson Neal? John Glotta now in the 3 spot. So Glotta pushing the 712. And still no signs of Neal. Neal's going the wrong way. He's heading back to the... Okay, Neal is heading back to the pits. Bryson Neal in the Phoenix Racing Yamaha pits. They're working on the machine. He's got Chris, his dad, there. And first thoughts are he might have broke something. Something on the machine is broken. And how about that? Bryson Neal right there down in the thick of it. Now, hey, Bryson Neal works on his own machine, so this is going to be interesting to see. Right now for Neal, hey, seconds or minutes, minutes or hours or days. This is a bad situation for Bryson Neal, but hey, you want to be the guy there to capitalize, and the guy right now is Hunter Hart. So Hunter Hart, your new leader, Cole Richardson in the 2 spot, and how many times have we talked about those two being linked up this season, the battles they've had through the first 3 rounds, trading off who gets second, who gets third. So Neal able to get that machine up and going, but boy, he has lost a ton of time. And I hate the term, but we're going to use it. This right now is a point salvage situation. We'll talk more on that in a moment. Your top 5, Hart, Richardson, McClure, Glotta, and Merritt. We'll be right back. Well, as mentioned, GNCC, more than just the pros. Matter of fact, it's more than just points racing. I'm going to toot our own horn here, right? GNCC, a family event. It's fun for all ages, the kids, the teenage kids, the adults, aunts, uncles, everybody. And on Saturday nights, we feature this, the Stasig race, the future of GNCC, if you will, a non-points race. But as I always say, don't tell these kids that. They're out there, they're banging bars. Look at this young guy. He's running right across the track. He's running block. His machine must have broken down. We're not sure what happened with him. But nonetheless, certainly a lot of fun. Love the bibs they've got out there. Kind of gives you that almost Loretta's feel. Very cool stuff. See the little rippers out there having a blast. Turning and burning. As much fun for the parents, too. This is like... It's crazy that people come out in droves for this. It is almost like the highlight of the season for the little guys. There's Jacoby. Jacoby loving. He comes in, takes a checkered flag. Little guys taking the checkers. Again, just fun by all, and a shout out to the staff as well. Everybody involved in that. They work all day long at the races, and they come out and they put that show on for the kids. Those little youngsters out there, they don't know it. They're making memories. There goes 2 guys making memories as well. Hart and Richardson in the 1 and the 2 spot. McClure in 3rd. Glotta now back to 4th. So the Cobra back into the top 3. As a matter of fact, he might have been in that top 3 earlier. I'm not sure. I think we may have missed him, as a matter of fact. But nonetheless, let's talk Hunter Hart. Let's talk Cole Richardson. These two have been the 2 names synonymous with who is going to challenge Bryson Neal. Now, Bryson Neal had the mechanical. He checked in well outside of the top 20 on adjusted time. There goes John Glotta. So right now for Neal, it's a point salvage kind of situation. I can't stand that term, but that is the reality of this situation right now. He needs to get into the top 20. Every point is valuable right now. Let's go back to 2022. Bryson Neal, Walker Fowler. It took to the last race of the season, and Bryson Neal finished in the last position possible for him to clinch the national title. So every point matters. Bryson Neal knows that. His team knows that. If it's within his grasp, and I think it is, he will make a push to finish in the top 20. But now let's talk about our leaders. Hunter Hart into the pits, getting some help from Mark Notman in the absence of Walker Fowler. Cole Richardson into the pits. Oh, and it's side by side. Who wants it more? What a battle right there. Oh, and Hunter Hart sends the Cole train into the banners. Both of them get a taste. Those guys are linked up together literally as Cole Richardson has to check up and makes the smart move. I don't know if the tree broke it off finally or just the tension, but that probably wasn't too comfortable of a situation. We joke about throwing a blanket over these guys. Well, literally the toe strap was on, okay? So it wasn't the proverbial toe strap. That was the literal toe strap between Hart and Cole Richardson. Got a good one brewing. Tiger Run GNCC. More after this. This broadcast of GNCC Racing on MAV TV is brought to you by Specialized. It's you, only faster. And Rocky Mountain ATVMC.com. Get ready. And welcome back to GNCC here on MAV TV. Watching round number 4 of the 2023 Grand National Cross Country Racing Series. Presented by Specialized, your AMA National Championship. And it is Hunter Hart leading this one out in front, but not without a dogfight. It is the Cole train, Cole Richardson, all over the rear grab bar of Hunter Hart in this one. As we mentioned earlier, neither rider has a win yet this season. That's been the Bryson Neal show. Today, these guys have opportunity. They have traded off second and third through the first 3 rounds, and here we go for the checkers. It's going to be Hunter Hart, just about as close as it gets. Was hoping for maybe a side-by-side battle into the finish, but Hunter Hart hangs on for the win. Right place, right time, capitalize. You can only control what goes on inside your helmet and on your machine, and Hunter Hart did that today.
Yeah, like I said in my previous interview, I need to find 15 seconds, and we'd been working hard these last couple weeks. I misjudged how much water I was going to need today, and definitely a little thirsty there towards the end. But no, start was, not bad. I was probably mid-pack there, made a couple of solid passes, and then, luck played in our favor, and then it was Bryson and I. I'm not sure what happened to him. I inherited the lead, and then I kind of, was running a decent pace. It wasn't a killer pace. John got me in a line that I just missed, and then he ended up tagging a tree. And this was one of those tracks where you just had to, slower was faster, and then then it was just Cole and I the last lap, and man, I couldn't seem to catch a break with the lappers on the last lap there, and then we ended up just deciding, we just had to go those last 2 miles, and I knew I was strong in the fields, and we brought it home.
Well, again, we saw Cole coming through with him and John Glotta. How about this? The 7-1-2 of John Glotta Jr. is going to come in for his first podium of the season. He's got a couple of 4th places under his belt, but this will be his first podium on the year with a top 3. And how about this? The XC1 rolling through. There's the Cole train right there, who checked in second.
We got off to a decent jump. We ended up about 3rd going in the woods. We felt good, and just really couldn't make a lot of things happen. We got the lead right before we got back to pro pits on the last lap. Some fans had a line for Hunter. I got actually kind of buried to the point where I had to get off, lost about probably 40 seconds that last lap, and we caught back up by like mile marker 6 or 7, and I feel like we let that one get away. Definitely was the faster guy, but there's a lot that plays a role in getting that win. Hunter earned it, and still fired up.
Well, as we take a look at the top 10, again, Hart taking the win. The Coltrane, Cole Richardson finishing in the 2 spot, and John Glotta Jr. putting it on the box here today. We caught up with him as well.
I made my way up to the lead at one point and hit the same tree 2 laps in a row, and that was a little frustrating, but can't be too upset being back on the podium finally.
Well, congratulations to the top 3. And, hey, a little out of the ordinary, we actually caught up with Bryson Neal after his mechanical issues.
Man, I was feeling good. The bike was handling great, and I had an upper A-arm bolt completely back out. I mean, just completely come all the way loose, and almost wrecked me, almost threw me off the track, and I came back to the pits. So he was able to get it fixed, able to get me back out there. I think I was able to finish inside the top 20. I don't know what I got officially, but I got some points at least, and that was the big picture today. Today was definitely a points day. Feeling great. I hate it that I didn't get the race up there with the boys and have a good strong showing, but at least we finished. At least we got some points. I'll go home. This is on me. I'll go home. I'll fix my stuff. I'll work hard, and we'll come out Camp Coker and try to get one back on the board.
Well, again, we talked about, hey, every point is needed. And tell me it wasn't. Bryson Neal will leave with the points lead, but by how much? 3 points. That's what separates him from first to second. So, hey, wins are important. Coming out there, you win championships on your bad days. How about that? Everybody knows it. Let's take a look at the Specialized race recap already underway. Jared McClure going out, grabbing the whole shot in the early lead in this one. Saw some great riding out of the old wily veteran, if you will. Got to hand it to McClure. It's been a season of some ups and downs. Finished 5th today. I think a building block for him. He's moving in the right direction. Bryson Neal, as we know, had the mechanical, and hats off to B. Neal. He got in there. He was in the suck. He was in there turning wrenches, getting that machine back out on the track with his team, and came away with some much-needed, very valuable points today, and is still your points leader. But Hunter Hart was the man to beat, and boy, he had to earn it. Cole Richardson wants that win as much as Hunter Hart. We see a great battle right there. These guys going to get into the repeater, or to the moose tape, and they are literally, the tow rope was out, and that again probably wasn't too enjoyable, that situation. But nonetheless, these guys bringing it home down to the last turn. Almost as close as you can get. Cole Richardson, what he could do with about a half second more. Great race. Hunter Hart, your winner. That's going to do it for round number 4. Oh, looking forward to round number 5. Talk about a man on a mission. B. Neal. And now Hunter Hart in the mix. I'm Mikey Waynes. We'll see you at the races.